Today on the Bargain Game Hunter, we're going more pawn shop hunting. We're also going to accumulate a bunch of credit so I can get a brand new Switch game, actually 2 brand new Switch games, for basically free. Stay tuned. Well, it hasn't been that long since I've been here, but I had to go to this side of town anyway to ship off another item. So I figured, you know what? Let's just look. Maybe I'll find a gem or two. So time to do a little game hunting. Maybe I'll find something, maybe I won't. We'll see. All right, so that was pretty awesome, actually. Again, I did a few things there. First of all, I sold my old Sphero BB-8, which is like a remote control BB-8. The main reason why I sold it is because I wasn't using it. I have a bigger one that I got from Galaxy's Edge that I think I'd rather use than that one. And in terms of selling it on eBay, it didn't have a whole lot of value. So I figured, you know, let's see if they'll give me some. Ended up giving me about 15 bucks. Now, it took a while in there just because I had to actually display that it worked, which it does. And that took a little while to like actually get it going. But once we got it going, everything worked fine. So they gave me an extra gift, which was an air compressor. Cool, I guess. I don't know what I'm going to use it for, but I'll take it. One thing I did while I was in there is I took a look around, and as you saw in the case, they had a bunch of PS2 games, which they didn't have before. And I took a look at that and picked out a couple that I thought looked decent. With the idea of making a bundle. And then the guy went into the back and found more PS2 games. So I actually picked up a grand total of 5 PS2 games for essentially nothing because I got them with the money that I got from my BB-8. So all of these games, essentially they cost $2 each. And I think I got some decent titles. Some of them don't have manuals, and some of them have some decent scratches on them. I'm going to try to clean them all up when I get home. I can't test them yet just because I don't have a PS2. But it's always nice to add more to my PS2 collection because eventually I do want to have a PS2 again, and then I can actually play all these. So we're going to start off with ROBOTECH NVASION on the PS2. This one I believe was complete. I have the disc. The disc was in decent shape. It had the manual. Looks kind of interesting. I remember from back in the day when I played a lot of PS2 games, so figure a nice little addition to my PS2 collection. Next up, and this one was probably the best condition out of all of them, we have VIETCONG Purple Haze on the PS2. The disc looked really good. I believe it was also complete, so pretty happy with that. 2 solid, complete PS2 games for $2 each. Not gonna complain there. This one was the one I'm the most excited about just because I remember playing this game back in the day and I've wanted another copy and I'm glad I finally have one now. Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers on the PS2. I played this game a lot back in the day and I'm excited to have it again in my collection. So another solid PS2 game. And then these were the 2 that I found in the case originally. We have Batman Rise of Sinzu. It looked pretty good. This one doesn't have the manual. Neither does Lord of the Rings, but again, the disc looked decent. So I'm like, yeah, I'll take a shot on that. Might as well. And then last but certainly not least, we have Jak 3 on the PS2. Again, the disc looked okay. It wasn't in amazing shape, but I think they're all playable. So I'm going to take them home and clean them up just to see how bad the damage actually is. But I mean, I paid a grand total of essentially nothing but $10 for 5 pretty solid PS2 games to add to the collection. Always exciting to add kind of retro stuff because I usually find a lot of Xbox One, PS4 games when I'm looking at pawn shops. It's nice to be able to find some older ones to add to the collection. I'm going to head to Value Pawn next, see what they've got, and probably call it a day from there. I also wanted to mention that while I was in there, the guy who I talked to, he's been in there most of the times that I've gone into the Cash America. So I asked him if I could give him my number in case he gets like a bunch of games. And he said, yeah. So again, I have another contact with my pawn shops to see if they have any more games. So yeah, always good to build contacts. That way you'll be able to get some good deals. And I mean, since I've been coming to this place a lot, like he pretty regularly gives me really good deals. Like I asked for about $2 each on those games, and he didn't hesitate to give it to me at all. So I was pretty happy with the result. Anyway, I'm gonna head over to Value Pawn next and see what I can get. So struck out there, but you know, that seems to be the case a lot of the time at this particular pawn shop, where it's either feast or famine. One thing that I was gonna look at is they did at one point, I think last week, have a couple copies of New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe for the Switch loose. I was gonna try to see if I could like negotiate those down, but they were both gone today. So they still had a copy of Mario Kart, but they wanted $40, which no. And then nothing really on the game front. They had some decent controllers, and they did have a Xbox One S, but again, I'm not really looking for that kind of stuff, so struck out, but that's okay. Well, I had a good time last week here, picking up some good stuff for great value. So let's see if I can do it again. Head to Value Pawn, see what we can find. All right, so it wasn't the biggest score that I was hoping to get. Of course, there were a number of games in there that were there when I was here earlier in the week, and of course those were gone. But I picked up some new ones, stuff that I had not seen in the store before, and I think I did pretty well overall. So first is a game that you saw me pick up, and that is Mortal Kombat on the Xbox One. Now, I already have this game. This is actually the third time I bought Mortal Kombat. I already have a copy that I got from Gamestop. So this one I got strictly to flip. I paid $5 for it, which is not bad. And I know for a fact I can flip it for more than that at Gamestop. So solid flip candidate there. This one I was quite excited about because it's a game I've always heard good things about. I've never played it. And considering the price I got it for and the condition, I'm very happy. We have Skate 3 on the Xbox 360. Yes, this is Xbox One, but it's a 360 game. This game is basically brand new. Like, if you look at it, it's still got the seal on it. I checked the disc. I checked all the discs. The disc is in, like, immaculate condition. So this was a solid pickup, and it was only $1. Pretty much they gave me Skate and all the disc-only games that I picked up for $1 each. So I essentially paid $10 for the whole lot, which is pretty solid. Next, and this one I grabbed mostly because it was going to be $1. Could be fun, and I do miss SingStar, even though technically I still have SingStar on my PS4. They don't make songs for it anymore, and the servers are shut down. So since we don't have SingStar, now I have WeSing on the PS4, disc only. It was $1. It's probably not worth anything, but you know, might as well pick it up for $1. This one surprised me because, again, I took a look when he was pulling out the discs and noticed a couple games that didn't have cases. And I could have asked for more. I should have just asked him if I could take a look at the whole stock and see what they've got, because there's a few other ones I saw that didn't have cases. But this one I saw and I immediately had to snag. Hitman 1 on the Xbox One. Now, I already have this game on the PS4, but now I have an Xbox copy, which means I will shortly have a complete Hitman series of the rebooted Hitman on Xbox. Yes, I did pick up Hitman 3. That's my game that I'm waiting on from Gamefly. So I'm probably going to trade in the PS4 copy if it's taken at GameStop to get a little extra credit towards my games that I'm going to be picking up there. But hey, Hitman on the Xbox One for $1. Not going to complain. This last one, again, it was in the disc-only bin for $1. I've been wanting to play it. I would rather play it on Xbox One, but you know, I'll take it on the 360. We have Lego Jurassic World. Now, as you can see, this case is kind of trash. It's not in the greatest of shape, but the disc is fine, and it is complete. Now, I did get a little bonus when I got all this stuff. And that is, I was asking about if I could get like a sleeve or something to put the Lego Jurassic World in because it didn't have a case or anything. And he just came out with a whole bundle of cases. So I have 4 Xbox 360 cases. And he's like, do you want them? Sure. So I now have 4 extra cases. I'm going to switch Lego Jurassic World into one of those right away so it's a good quality complete copy. And then I've got artwork. I mean, most of these are not worth anything. Like I have Connect Adventures, Connect Sports, and Rock Band 2. But hey, it's always good to have extra cases lying around, and especially if I have some like cheapo GameStop third-party cases. I can move those games into these cases, which are Microsoft first party, and feel a little bit better. So, and it was free. I'm not going to complain there. So I did pretty well. I only paid $10, got a total of 5 games, and got at least one, maybe more, that I can flip to GameStop for a nice profit. So pretty happy. Solid pickups at the pawn shop. Alright, so it's time to do a recap of my last 2 big pawn shop hauls. And I'm pretty happy with these. Both only cost me $10, and the first one technically cost me nothing because I sold them an item that I just wasn't using and got 10 bucks for it, or got 15 actually. So I actually have $5 left over and spent fun money on this haul. So I paid a grand total of $10 for these, and I think they're all honestly solid pickups. Plus, I know it's kind of strange to be trying to pick up games on systems I don't own or have a way to play. I will though. One day I will have a means to play these games. And when I do, I'll have a nice robust collection of them. So this is my haul that I got from Cash America. My PS2 haul. We're going to start with the game that I was the most excited about because it's a game I'm excited to play again. It's been a long time since I played it. We have Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers on the PS2. All 5 of these games I paid $2 each for, grand total of 10 bucks. This one is worth 7. So honestly, out of most of the PS2 games, this one is the least valuable, but to me it's not. This is the game I'm the most excited about because I'm excited to play it. It was a really good action-adventure game based on one of the best movies of all time. Not gonna complain. So there's Lord of the Rings. Next up, this was the surprise big score. We have Batman: The Rise of Sin Tzu on the PS2. I paid $2. This game is worth 14. So I actually did list this on eBay to see if it'll sell. I'm hoping it will. I believe it's based on Batman the Animated Series. It looks fun. If it doesn't sell, I'll gladly hold on to it. But I mean, I only paid $2, so if I can flip this for 14, I'll be very happy. So Batman is on my eBay store. If you want to check out my eBay store, I'll put a link in the description below, and you might be able to find this game on there if you really want it for your collection. So Batman: Rise of Sin Tzu, worth 14 bucks. Next up, we have VIETCONG Purple Haze on the PS2. This one I mostly grabbed because I've seen it before. It looks like an interesting, war game on the PS2. I remember when this came out, actually. It's worth about 8 bucks. So again, I mean, I'm still doing well in terms of value just because I only paid 2 bucks for these. And again, even if it's a decent game, it's worth getting for 2 bucks. So another game to add to the PS2 collection. VIETCONG Purple Haze. Next, we have ROBOTECH Invasion on the PS2. It looks fun. Looks like you can turn into different mechs and lots of multiplayer stuff. Looks pretty enjoyable. Paid 2 bucks. This one is worth 9, so pretty solid value and return on investment. And then at the end of my PS2 haul, we have Jak 3 on the PS2. Now, oddly enough, I don't own any of the other Jak games, so I'm gonna have to track down Jak 1 and 2 either on PS2 or try to find the trilogy on PS3. But this one is worth 10 bucks. So, again, solid value there. All right, so next we're gonna go to my value pawn haul from earlier today. And again, I was hoping to come away with a lot of stuff because my goal for this week is there are 2 brand new Nintendo Switch games that come out within like a few days of each other. This Friday, MITOPIA releases on the Switch, and then on Tuesday, the remake of Shin Megami Tensei Nocturne comes out on the Switch. Both are only $50 games, which is good. But I wanted to pick up both, but I don't really have a lot of extra funds. So my goal was to try to increase my GameStop fund as much as I could with these pickups. And I did surprisingly well. I am going to trade in a few games that I added to my collection fairly recently, but I'm not really attached to any of them. I'd much rather have Nocturne than these, so I'm okay with it. We're gonna start off with the games I paid $1 for, and I mean, it's pretty impressive what these games are worth when you consider how little I paid. I paid $10 for this whole lot, One game I paid $5 for, the rest I paid $1 for. So we're gonna start off with Hitman on the Xbox One. I have this exact game on the PS4. I got from a different pawn shop and I paid, I think, $10 for it. I got the Xbox version for $1. It is worth $8 in trade-in, so I think after the bonuses, I'll get like a little over 10. Now, because I have Hitman 2 and I've got Hitman 3 coming on Xbox, I'm gonna keep this one and I'm gonna trade in the PS4 version. So that way I have the complete series on one console. So Hitman on the Xbox One for $1. Pretty stoked. Next up, and I picked this up mostly because, you know, I miss SingStar. I played it a lot on the PS2 and PS3, and then the PS4 version wasn't as good as the PS3 ones, and then they just shut it down. It's like you can't buy songs on it anymore. You can still play it, but it's kind of a dead game. So maybe this will make up for it. I know nothing about it other than it's a singing game. It was made by THQ Nordic, and it was $1. We have We Sing on the PS4. Disc only. It was $1. How am I gonna go wrong with that? If it's fun for a little bit, I'll be happy. What's funny is it's worth about $14 even in disc only form. So that's surprising, but I'll take it. So $1 for We Sing, can get some enjoyment out of it. It's worth $14. GameStop does not take it. I did look it up to see if GameStop took it, and they don't, sadly, but that's okay. I'll gladly add it to my collection. This one, I'm honestly surprised that they gave me for $1 because this game is still pretty desired, and this copy is so clean. Like, it looks like it was literally just opened. Like, yeah. We got Skate 3 on the Xbox 360. Now, this is the, like, mixed message branding copy. So, like, it says it's playable on Xbox One. It is for backwards compatibility, but it is a Xbox 360 game. It's complete. It's in amazing shape. And this game is worth about $8 on the Xbox 360. So I've never played Skate 3. I know it's super desirable. Like, people really, really like the skate games. And they're making a 4th one, so figure, you know what, for $1, why not play it? So I'm excited to add this to the collection. This one I grabbed on a whim, and I'm very glad I did because not only does it have some value, but I can trade it in and get way more than I paid for it. Lego Jurassic World on the Xbox 360. Now, when I got this originally, it was disc only. And I asked the guy, you know, do you have a sleeve or something I can put this disc in? And he's like, hold on a second. So he came out with a stack of random cases. He gave me 4 cases, one for TMNT, one for Connect Adventures, Connect Sports, and then Rock Band 2. He also did have the case for Lego Jurassic World, but that case was trashed. So I took the case from Rock Band 2. I still have the guts. It has the manual and the sleeve. I don't know if I'm ever going to use them. Probably not. But I have the guts for Rock Band 2. And then transplanted everything from Lego Jurassic World into this case. Now it is in pretty decent, complete form. This game still trades in the GameStop. There aren't that many Xbox 360 games that still trade in the GameStop. This one does. It's worth about $6.50, which, considering I paid $1 for it, that's a solid return on investment. So I'm pretty happy with that. And then the last game, this is the game I paid $5 for, and that would be Mortal Kombat 11 on the Xbox One. Now, they had a bunch of other games that were pretty good before. They had a Call of Duty, they had a Watch Dogs Legion, but they wanted way too much for them. So this was the only decent current gen game that I saw on the shelf, and I was able to score for $5. That's always the concern with this type of game, is like, you have to pay the right price. And like, if $5 was the right price for this, it trades in by itself for $8 at GameStop. But with the bonuses, I should be able to get about 10 for it, so I could double my investment. That's a solid pickup. I already have this game also on the Xbox One. I picked it up at GameStop for some sort of sale. Now I have another copy that I can trade back to them, so it works out. So all in all, I think I did pretty well on both of these hauls. Got 10 games. One I'm going to try to flip on eBay. Several I'm going to trade in to GameStop along with a few extras to try to pick up 2 brand new Switch games for close to free. And now I have a nice little pot of bonus cases. So That's always nice. It's always good to have those. You never know when you might need them. So pretty happy with this haul. So now I'm gonna head over to GameStop and show you what I pick up. It's that time again. Heading back to GameStop to trade in some of my games I picked up from pawn shops and a few others I had that I'm willing to part with to pick up one and fully pay off a second brand new Switch game. Let's do this. Success! So I went to GameStop and traded in a bunch of games. Now, as a recap, I traded in 3 games I picked up at the pawn shop. So Mortal Kombat, Lego Jurassic World, and Hitman on PS4. I got, I think, $27 for those 3 games, which, let me remind you, I only paid $7 for the whole lot, so I'm pretty happy with that. And then I also traded in 3 additional games from my collection, and the reason why I did it is because there's another Switch game that comes out on Tuesday that I want to pick up, but just don't really have the money right now, and I'm completely okay sacrificing what I was able to sacrifice. I sacrificed City Skylines, which again, I picked up mostly on a whim. I didn't realize until I looked at my collection that I already have that game digitally. So obviously I prefer having physical copies, but that's not one that I'm like dying to have a physical copy of, and it's worth $13 in trade-in when I traded it towards the game that I picked up today. I also traded in Collection of Mana, which was a Switch game that I picked up fairly recently, and the only reason why I traded that in is I didn't have really any attachment to it. It looks like it's a good game, and it's got 3 games on it, but I don't know when I'm going to play it. I have so many Switch games at this point, and so many RPGs to play that, like, it's just going to sit there. And plus, it was kind of a throw-in to complete a deal anyway, so, like, I didn't lose much for trading that in. And then the 3rd game I traded in was The Sims, again. And the reason why I did it, again, is because I got more money in trade-in than it was worth when I paid for it. So I think all in all, I paid $17, something like that. 10 for The Sims. No, 4 for City Skylines. Hitman Hitman I traded in. And then Collection of Mana, I don't remember what I traded in. But I essentially paid like about $20 worth of games, turned it into a lot. Was able to pick up MITOPIA on the Switch, which just came out. Now, if you don't know what this is, it is a RPG where you get to play with and as a Mii and with Miis that you've made on your Switch. It's a game that originally released for the 3DS. It came out later on it's now out on the Switch. I played the demo. It's pretty fantastic. So I'm excited to play that. And I was able to pay off Shin Megami Tensei 3 Nocturne, the remaster. It's an old PS2 game that was really rare at one point, but now it's being remastered on the Switch. So I got 2 brand new Switch games for like $30 technically after all these trade-ins. Pretty happy with that. So definitely happy with the results. Now I just gotta wait until Tuesday when I can pick up my second Switch game. Alright, so we've basically gone over everything except for one last game, which I don't have much I have to say about it because it's a brand new release game. That is MITOPIA on the Switch. I picked it up from GameStop, paid nothing for it. So as I've proven in the last couple videos of this series, you can definitely get brand new release games like this for next to nothing if you do a little video game hunting, find stuff that you can trade in for a profit at GameStop, accumulate a bunch of credit, and boom, brand new Switch game for free, essentially. So, pretty happy with that. And I have another one that I'll be showing off on the next video, so stay tuned for that. Anyway, that is going to do it for this episode of The Bargain Game Hunter. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. New videos on this channel every now and again, with this series airing on Mondays. So be sure to hit the subscribe button, click that notification bell, that way you know when new videos drop. And I will see you next time on The Bargain Game Hunter. Bye-bye.